Welcome to Healthy Connections. I'm your host, Tobias Pugsley, and with me today I have a very special guest, Diahanne Vangulick from the Mruk Center on Aging. She's the coordinator there, and she's going to be talking to us about Alzheimer's Awareness Month and some of the great things coming that she's working on for the dementia family-friendly community for 2018. So stick with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Healthy Connections. Diahanne, welcome. Thanks for being with us today. It sounds like you got some exciting things going on at the Mruk Center on Aging.
We do.
So tell us what's going on over at the house.
So we're always busy. We have lots of exercise programs going on for men and women, Monday through Friday. Lots of our free educational learning sessions where we bring in healthcare professionals and you come in and address those aging concerns. So, but we have some exciting things coming up for the next year, but in November is National Alzheimer's Awareness Month.
Really?
So yes, in 1983, President Ronald Reagan recognized that as National Alzheimer's Awareness Month. And as many people know, President Ronald Reagan actually was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease back in the 90s before he passed away. So Alzheimer's disease is a huge issue in our country, and I wanted to raise some awareness in our community about it.
Do we see a lot of members of our community suffering from Alzheimer's?
We do. In our community alone, there's probably about 3% of our population diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and it's going to be a growing number. It's becoming a huge epidemic. So back in '83, when Ronald Reagan first recognized November as National Alzheimer's Awareness Month, there was fewer than 2 million people in the United States that were diagnosed. But today, that number has gone up to about 15 million. So it's huge, and globally, it's 40 million or more. I mean, there's a lot of undiagnosed cases also. So it's just the numbers are soaring. It's becoming a huge issue, and we need to address it.
Absolutely. I think that's something definitely our community needs to be made aware of.
Yeah.
What kind of events and stuff do you have planned around that?
So we're going to recognize November as National Alzheimer's Awareness Month here in our community by wearing purple. And purple is usually the color for Alzheimer's. And so we're going to, we want to bring awareness to it, but we also want to honor the people in our community that are affected by this disease. So we have some purple t-shirts that are going to go on sale at the Mruk Center on October 23rd. And they say, get your purple on for Alzheimer's. And we're asking our community to wear purple or to wear one of these purple t-shirts on Friday, November 3rd. And then we're asking our community to take pictures and post it to Baxter Regional's Facebook page and just show your support. Honor someone that you care about that's affected by this disease, or just honor people in our community.
So I have to ask, did you strategically plan to wear purple today, or was it just...
I did. I had to.
Just go ahead and get it in their
yes,
heads. What a great way to bring awareness to the community.
Yeah,
and hopefully everybody will go out there and get those shirts when they're made available in October. And they come in all sizes, I assume.
Right.
They just call the house if they want to purchase one?
You can call the house and reserve one, or several if maybe you're a business owner and you want your business to be a part of this. You can call me and I will make sure we reserve some t-shirts for you. They're $15 a piece. And so the fronts, like I said, is going to say, get your purple on for Alzheimer's. And then on the back, we've got some local businesses that are sponsoring the t-shirts, and then we have some people who are wanting to honor a loved one by having their name placed on the t-shirt. So the back will have some names on it, but the front will say, get your purple on. So we really want to purple out the town on November 3rd.
What a great thing that you're doing.
I think it's going to be good to raise this kind of awareness.
And a great way for those family members to recognize that loved one. It's such a neat deal. How did you come up with the idea?
Well, I work with our caregivers that are taking care of their loved one with the Alzheimer's. And probably the number one thing that I hear from them is the feeling of loneliness and isolation. A lot changes for them when their loved one receives that diagnosis, and they don't go out in public as often because they're concerned what their loved one, their family friend is going to do out in public. Because with Alzheimer's comes unpredictable behavior at times, and so they get a little concerned about that, and people don't always understand, what's going on. So they stop going even to church, and they lose a lot of their emotional support because of that. So we want to raise awareness in our community to help people understand this disease a little bit better, help identify it, help people understand how to engage someone with Alzheimer's, how to support the caregivers, so that people can continue to live a full life even after that diagnosis.
We had Dr. Tom Foster on a few weeks ago, and he was talking specifically about how great the resources that the house provides for those families that are caregivers, to somebody with Alzheimer's, and how prevalent dementia was and how it played a role. And he mentioned that he was going to be doing some seminars down at the house as well, and what a great resource for the community and for those suffering and loved ones of those suffering from Alzheimer's.
Right. We have a lot of people come in because they just received that diagnosis. The doctor, one of their doctors may send them over to us to get more information about it and for them and their caregiver. And we have an Alzheimer's packet full of information about it. It's a little overwhelming at first to receive all the information, but I send it home with them, and they can just gradually look through it and learn a little bit more about it, and just grow in their understanding about the disease, know what to expect. But something I really encourage people to do is to act quickly if you suspect Alzheimer's or any form of dementia, because they have dramatically improved the treatments for it. While there's not a cure, the treatment for it, if it's caught early, can really slow that progression down and improve their quality of life for quite some time.
What are some of the symptoms, signs and symptoms that you should look for?
A lot of times I have folks come in and they're concerned about their memory. It's a very common question. Is this normal forgetfulness? Because we all get forgetful. We all have those moments where we've just got a lot on our plate, we're preoccupied, or maybe we're under a lot of stress, and so we forget things. We misplace our keys, but later we find them, or we forget somebody's name, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning we remember, and we realize we're forgetting those kinds of things. With Alzheimer's disease, usually you don't know that. You're not really aware that that's going on with yourself. You have trouble learning new things, and you don't realize you're having that kind of trouble. It's typically the family members that pick up on an issue, on a problem that's going on with their loved one. I don't have people usually come in and say, I think I have Alzheimer's, and then they go to their doctor and they find out they do. That's usually not the case. It's usually the loved ones that come in, the family members come in and say, I think my mom has Alzheimer's, what's the next step? So 9 times out of 10, if you think you have Alzheimer's, you probably don't. But it's good to get it checked out, because there could be some other type of issue going on for your forgetfulness. You may have a vitamin deficiency, and it can be resolved really quick. But yeah, just some of the signs would be just not knowing how to engage in conversations, or unable to learn new things. And then maybe getting lost when you're driving in familiar neighborhoods. You forget how to get back home or how to get to church. Or you might, the everyday kind of things around your house, like the microwave. You forget how to use the microwave, and you've had it in your house for years and years and years, and you've just forgotten how to use it. Or you lose things, and you're not able to ever retrace your steps. Or you don't even know you've lost things.
Wow. What would you say to those that might be too shy, or too scared to maybe come and talk about their loved ones, or even themselves ask questions? What would you say? Because I've been in your house and I know what it's like.
Yeah.
But what would you say to those folks that might be
Sure.
scared or shy?
We have so many resources. There's not a reason to shy away from getting the help that your family member may need, especially since they've improved upon the intervention treatments. And the sooner a person is diagnosed with that and receiving treatment, the more likely the treatment will be more impactful, more effective, and maybe prolong some of the progression, or slow that progression down.
Absolutely. So if they want to find you, where do they need to go?
So we are one of the community support houses located right across from the hospital, the main entrance of the hospital, and look for the purple.
For the purple.
Purple on the house.
Easy to find, folks. Just look for the
Yes.
purple. And we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the dementia-friendly community. So stick with us. Welcome back to Healthy Connections. So Diahanne, I'm interested to find out what a dementia-friendly community is.
Okay, well, our plans for the new year is to roll out this program called Dementia Friendly Community, and this is where we are going to go out into the community, into businesses, churches, just any group that will have us, and we will retail, Pizza Hut, any of those kinds of restaurants, and we will train their employees to understand the signs of Alzheimer's disease and how to engage their customers that come in that may have Alzheimer's disease.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's incredible.
I think it's going to be really helpful for our caregivers to know that there will be businesses that they can still go into with their loved one. They can still get out and go out to eat. They can still go to church, because we'll have a community that understands and is sensitive to their needs.
What a great thing for those families and those caregivers, because right now, you could probably assume that there's zero awareness, and they may just think somebody's being rude, or
Right.
And what a great thing to bring.
Yeah, I think that also it will help. There's a lot of folks who move here from out of the area that do not have any family in the area, and so and maybe they're having some memory loss issues going on, and they go into the bank and they keep every week and they're withdrawing large sums of money, something unusual like that, and the bank teller will understand that maybe there's something going on, and we're going to give them resources to know what to do if they suspect somebody that comes into their business that's maybe undiagnosed with Alzheimer's disease.
Wow.
So.
What a great thing the Mruk House is doing to really, because if you really think about Mountain Home being a retirement area, and you said 3% roughly,
Right.
That's a lot of folks when you really start looking at it.
And that 3% is actually based upon people over the age of 85. That doesn't really take into account people that are 65 and older with Alzheimer's disease. So really, there is more than 3% of our population with Alzheimer's disease, but the 85-year-olds and over is usually about 50% of them, and so we're able to kind of roughly figure out, how many people in our area are at least diagnosed with it. But it's just going to be a growing concern, and we need to be ready for that. And but there's just so many of our caregivers who need extra help. There's a huge statistic of at least 50% of caregivers taking care of someone with Alzheimer's disease die before the person with Alzheimer's disease.
Oh my goodness.
And when they reach their 70s, then that percentage goes up to about 70% of caregivers. So it takes a toll on them, and they need help, and a lot of them don't feel comfortable asking for help. And sometimes they may get offers of help, but it's just general offers of help, and if we can learn what the needs are, we can be a little more specific when we offer to help. And instead of just saying, what can I do for you, They may say, "Oh, nothing. I'm okay." But if I ask specifically, I'm going to the grocery store tomorrow. What can I pick up for you? That's a little more specific and helpful to a caregiver. So we're going to try to raise awareness about that too, so we can do a better job at supporting our caregivers in our community.
That's excellent. So banks, restaurants, I mean, really any business churches,
clinics,
yeah.
Anything.
So if they, if any of those out there want to sign up for that program that you're starting next year, how do they get a hold of you?
They can call me directly at 508-3881 and let me know that they're interested in the training. And any business or church that goes through our training, and then there's a couple of little steps that they'll need to take after the training is over, but they'll receive a window cling that says dementia friendly on it, and which will be good for a year to have the date on it, and it will be good for a year. And so our caregivers will learn to identify those window clings. This is a restaurant that I can expect a level of sensitivity for what we're dealing with, and so they'll be more inclined to go into those businesses knowing that they'll feel more comfortable in there.
Wow, that's great. Now, is there any cost to the businesses?
No, this is all free training. This is all free training for them, and we're looking for champions within the businesses that will help carry forth the training, to continue the training among new hires and any other employees that start, and to keep it going in their business. So any business owners that are interested, or church groups that are interested, they can call me and I will set up a time. We're starting this in January, and we'll set up a time and I'll come out, or one of our representatives will come out and it's a 90-minute session training, and whichever employees they want to pick, and we're kind of hoping for some of the leadership in these businesses, management, to take this training on, and then they can pass it on to the rest of the employees.
What a great thing for our region and our community specifically. I mean, the fact that need was identified, I mean, you got to tell me, how did this idea come about? I mean, it's just such a good idea.
So I've been at the Mruk Center for a little over 2 years now, and I have a support group for our caregivers that are caring for someone with Alzheimer's disease. And I've just listening to them over and over again, hearing the same thing over and over again, is the isolation that they experience. They can't go out in public anymore, and just watching them come in month after month, and they look exhausted, and they suffer from depression, and they don't take good care of themselves because they're so busy taking care of their loved one. And so just thinking through, what can our community do to get behind these caregivers and the person diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease.
Wow. So if you're a bank, a business out there, a church group, and want to sign up for that, just let Diahanne know, and she'll get y'all squared away, and we'll become a more dementia-friendly community, which I think we should be. I mean, that's such a great thing that you're doing over there, and all the great programs that you bring over at the Mruk House. Any other events or anything that are coming up that I need to highlight?
No, we're just kind of wrapping up our year, getting ready for this big event in November the 3rd.
We're going to get our purple on for Alzheimer's. Make sure you get your T-shirt by calling the Mruk House.
Yep.
You can pre-reserve those, right?
Right. You can call me at 508-3881. Reserve your shirt, and then they'll be ready for pickup on October 23rd.
October 23rd. And we are going to wear them on November 3rd.
That's right. Wear them on November 3rd. Take lots of pictures and post them to Baxter Regional's Facebook page.
Excellent. And that is facebook.com/Baxter Regional. Be easy to find. Like she said, post your pictures there, and we'll share them, and it'll be great. It'll be great awareness for the community and for Alzheimer's.
That's right.
And what you're doing. And we appreciate you being a wonderful guest as always. And we really appreciate you being here and all the great work that you're doing over there. And keep it up. And we look forward to visiting with you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Healthy Connections. And we hope that you'll be back with us next week.